season strongly in what would be a 15th program best ACC conference win.
Yeah, look at those numbers there. It's really impressive. This game means a lot.
Notre Dame in white, Pitt in blue. Our officials this afternoon, Brian Dorsey, Clarence Armstrong, and Tony Henderson, as we are underway in South Bend. Pitt trying to play spoiler this senior day and their regular season on a high. What are the keys to victory for the Panthers this afternoon?
Well, one, they're going to have opportunity to get people in foul trouble. So they're going down inside and really trying to control the paint early. And that's exactly what they did on the first possession.
Right on cue, Hugley cashes in. He's the leading scorer for this Panthers team. Look at the Irish starting five. They only play 7 guys. Cormac Ryan fires the 3 and connects.
And we talked to Coach Cable about what they had to do. They said they had to defend the 3. And so both teams have started out. One attacking the paint, the second one really knocking down early 3s.
Pittsburgh had a huge win at North Carolina, but then since they've lost 3 in a row, trying to end this regular season on a high going into the ACC tournament. Burton misfires, no good.
Irish went back to their matchup zone. That has really been something special for them the second half of this conference.
Here's Paul Atkinson. What a terrific season he's had. High off the window, beats Hugley.
You know, he just has amazing touch around the basket. He's got a great feel. He's not a power type of guy. He's a finesse big.
You love the big man battle between Atkinson and Hugley this afternoon.
And we're going to have to see if somebody gets in foul trouble out of that pair.
Hugley has a step and everything but the finish. That was halfway down and it rimmed out.
I think he felt he got fouled on it also. Atkinson also took one in the chops.
Here's Dane Goodwin, struggled the last 4 games for his standards. He's been an all-ACC player all season up until the last 4 games. Open 3 early. Can't connect.
He had a great look, and you're right. When Dane plays well for the Irish, good things happen.
Burton contested 3, doesn't drop. Ryan fouled as he split defenders. Talking about Dane Goodwin, he's been the go-to guy all season, the catalyst for what's been a really strong year. Tailing off a little bit the last 4 games, and you look what a difference he makes between wins and losses.
Absolutely, and one of the things he does so well, he can back his opponents to inside and really knock in the jumper, or he can hit that 3. But remember, he plays a lot of minutes, so he's going to have some times where he's going to have some lack of consistency.
Atkinson backing down on Hugley.
I love this battle inside. Love it.
Hugley heads to the bench after picking up the foul.
Notre Dame's really good on out-of-bounds sets.
Here's Atkinson going against Noah Collier. Gets 2 guys in the air, but travels. Pittsburgh head coach Jeff Capel in year number 4 of the Panthers. His team has battled through adversity all season long, and he still feels like they can play their best basketball today and then going into the ACC tournament.
You know, you talked about before the game, once in a while you have a team that just doesn't have the right bounce to it. I mean, bad bounces, injuries, all these little things end up in losses. But they have a great group of men. They're getting better.
Ithiel Horton pull-up pop. So you mentioned bad bounces in the first meeting between these 2 teams back in December. Pitt led for most of that game, lost it late on a Prentice Hub game winner with 5 seconds left. A turning point in both of these teams' season. A lot of contact, and they tag Gueye for the foul.
Wow, there's a good guy to talk about, too. He's done amazing things in his 22nd season here at Notre Dame.
People weren't sure about this senior class. Wasn't the right group of guys, and boy, Mike Bray and these young men have answered all the doubters this season. Laszewski's one of them, and right on cue, he drills the three.
Boy, those are the things that, you know, if you're an Irish fan, you got to love to see the pick and pop by Nate Laszewski. That's one of his strengths as the Irish go back to their 2-3 matchup zone.
Pittsburgh made the first shot of the game, and then they've missed 5 in a row since Notre Dame switched to the matchup. Horton trying to end the drought, and he does.
Yes, he did. He did something that very many basketball players don't do anymore. The pull-up jumper. You know, it's usually a 3 or layup. That's a great shot.
Why not? It's senior day. Nate Laszewski delivers again. Back-to-back threes.
And again, we talked about before the game, Pittsburgh staff said, we don't want them to knock in threes. Well, this is not a good start. You look at Pittsburgh, they're always trying to break down the defense on the drive. They're one of the nation's best at attacking the basket and getting their free throw line.
They've yet to get to the foul line today. Laszewski, the trailer, he's had the hot hand. They give it to him. Inside to Atkinson. Tried to tap it back out to Goodwin out of bounds. But a very strong start for Notre Dame on senior day. Up 11-4 as we're just getting started at South Bend.
Pre-Pain Show.
There's always somebody on the floor that you just don't want to have the ball in their hands late. And he's just proven that he can do that and do it well.
Yeah, at that point of the season, Notre Dame had really struggled to find their footing. And you could look at that game, that road win in Pittsburgh, as a turning point for this season.
One shot makes a difference in a season. Months ago. Back to man-to-man for the Irish.
Horton for 3. Got a clean look, but missed it.
We got a number 0 in the game right now.
Blake Wesley, star freshman. Too much on that 3.
Notre Dame's done a really good job of mixing up. They go man, then they go match up, and now they're back in their man.
Collier spinning past 2 defenders, can't get the finish.
Notre Dame is doing a great job of keeping them off the rim. They're having to settle for spin, jump hooks, or 15-footers, and that was the key going on. Keep them off the free throw line, and more importantly, stay out of foul trouble.
Pittsburgh gets a stop, but this Panthers team struggling offensively, just 1 of their last 10.
Yes. And part of it, I'll give credit to Notre Dame's defense, but yes, they have really struggled to getting good looks early here in the first part of this game.
Horton, another contested shot off the mark.
I give Notre Dame coaching staff, especially Anthony Solomon, has done a great job with this defensive program. The Irish struggled defensively for years, but now they're back playing solid defense.
Scoring drought of 3 minutes now for Pitt. Gueye ends it with authority.
Well, we talked about getting to the rim. He got to the rim. Wow.
One of the most improved players in the conference, if not the country, the transfer out of Stony Brook, Mouhamadou Gueye. Hub a 3.
Now, if you're Coach Bray, you don't want your team to fall in love with the 3. Even though they hit a few early, now they've kind of a little dry spell. They got to focus in on attacking the basket a little more.
Through contact, Burton can't finish. Offensive rebound, Collier, and he's fouled. Well, you said the key to this game for Pittsburgh, get to the rim. That's what they're doing now.
Yes, you got to get to the rim. And, you know, if you talk to Coach before the game, like he said, we want to try to get them in foul trouble. Everybody knows that Notre Dame's going to play 7. And so if you can get somebody in foul trouble, especially a big, boy, that could be a turning point in the game.
You know, for a Pittsburgh team that is shooting 3 of 14, 0 of 5 from 3, they're only down 5 on the road.
That's exactly right. You look at, if you're watching the game, if you don't look at the scoreboard, you think the Irish are up 10.
This is how the Panthers win basketball games. They want to grind you down over 40 minutes. Mouhamadou Cali into the game, guarded tightly by Blake Wesley. 2 on the timer. Gueye shoots as the buzzer sounds, can't connect.
Yeah, great defensive stop by the Irish there. Really got down and got in the defensive stance and just kept people away from the rim.
In attack mode, Blake Wesley, so crafty.
Got another gear. You know, as you watch him play, and if this is your first time you watch him, certain players just have another gear, and Blake Wesley for Notre Dame has that. It's fun to watch.
Grew up in South Bend, went to high school 3 miles away. I hear he learned that move at the camp he attended growing up.
You know, I've been able to watch Blake grow up and grow big because he has gotten to be such a great player and now playing great defense at the same time. This young man's special.
Draws the offensive foul. Blake Wesley at Notre Dame in the driver's seat early, 13-6. Mike Bray and Notre Dame trying to finish what's been a terrific regular season strongly here at home. Mike Lightfoot, Jay Alter with you. And right now, Irish are doing it with defense.
Yes, they are. They're really solid defensively. They've forced shots, and they've really kept Pitt from getting to the rim and to the line.
Looks like a miscommunication on the clock here at Purcell Pavilion.
Pitt coming out at full court press here after our break.
In safely to Trey Wirtz.
Seems like the Notre Dame offense goes so much better when Atkinson is in the game, and there he made a great high-low look. There's Laszewski inside. Great pass, great catch.
Laszewski now with 8 of the Irish's 15 early.
You love it when your bigs can pass and catch, and that's what the Irish have in their bigs.
Gueye fading away, can't connect.
I don't think Coach liked that shot. Fading away with a guy that's 6 inches smaller.
Beautiful ball rotation. Wesley in the corner, rises, can't hit.
Yeah, came out of a tough spot, run to the corner, really wasn't able to get his feet set like he normally likes. Great effort on the ball, loose ball, 50-50 ball. Pitt wins and gets rewarded for it. Coaches love when your team gets on the floor and then it results in something good like that.
A hustle play leads to a 3, only marked down as a 2, but I think that was from beyond the arc.
Boy.
At a travel.
Again, just a good read. Coming off that screen, a slip screen. Again, just got to make sure your feet get set before you make that move to the rim. Again, it's a game where you're thinking Notre Dame's up big, but it's still just a 7-point game here in the first 10.
Pittsburgh only 8 points in the opening 10 minutes, stifled by this Notre Dame defense. Continue the battle, though. That call goes against the Panthers. Jeff Capel's livid. He's been looking for a call all afternoon.
That was a tough one there because that was more of a loose ball. Who's going to get after? I didn't see a lot of physical play there. Those are the ones that bother coaches a lot. It's a hustle play. Don't penalize hustle. You're playing against Notre Dame. You're trying to get them out of their rhythm.
Atkinson, strong move to beat the double team.
And that's just a great pass by Blake Wesley that has really improved in his game. He's not only a scorer, he's become a passer and a defender. Matchup.
Five on the shot clock. Pittsburgh's got to get it inside. That's where they've been effective. Instead, a three at the end of the timer goes begging.
Again, you can just see that they're stymied by the Notre Dame defense of not allowing the drive, forcing the settle for a jump shot.
0 for 7 from 3, 4 of 19 from the field. This is ugly shooting for Pittsburgh offensively. Wesley in attack mode draws the foul.
Yeah, when you're looking at this game so far, you're seeing Notre Dame taking a picture of attacking the basket.
And we welcome those that are joining us on ESPN News. It's Senior Day here in South Bend, Indiana. Mike Lightfoot, Jay Alter with you. Notre Dame trying to close out what's been a strong regular season. They could earn the 2 seed in the ACC tournament with a win, lock that up, and make history with a program best 15th conference win.
That's an amazing accomplishment. And when you look what's happened over the last 2 years to be able to turn that around and flip that, just a great turnaround for the Irish program. Notre Dame still staying in the matchup zone here. And why not? Pitt has not proven that they have been able to tackle it well.
Only 8 points in nearly 12 minutes of play for Pittsburgh. Shooting 20% from the field, 0 for 7 from 3. Gueye trying to get the Panthers going.
Yeah, that was a great look there. Boy, he's so long and athletic. That spin jump shot was wide open.
You spoke about the beginning of this game, Senior Day, the emotions for 7 young men that were honored before the game. That's a lot, especially in this transfer portal world.
Yes.
How do you think they've handled the emotions?
I really thought that it came out in a very positive way. You know, each senior really contributed early, and sometimes it's kind of baffling because they're kind of an emotional fog, but I have not seen that at all from the Notre Dame seniors. Now, with that said, we'll see how everything progresses from this point on, but we've seen steady play by Notre Dame pretty much throughout this game, and defense wins games, so defense has been solid.
Both teams struggling to find their footing on the offensive end. And that's an offensive foul, illegal screen against Gueye. Notre Dame up by 7, looking for that 15th ACC win, program record. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy. It's the one when you gotta get stuff done.
Pre-Pain Show.
Aflac! Paul's about to suffer a self-inflicted injury. Luckily, Aflac will help cover his unexpected medical bills.
Aflac! Maybe you use the money to buy a step stool.
I have a step stool.
So why you climbing the shelf?
The stool's on top of the shelf, isn't it, Paul?
Aflac! Official partner of March Madness.
Happy Hour just got happier at IHOP with a menu starting at $6 featuring burgers, pancakes, and more yum yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy happiness. IHoppy Hour starting at $6.
You're watching the Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. 7:52 left in this first half. Notre Dame looking to close out a strong regular season with a win. The Irish making program history with a 15th conference win, and that'll help their tournament resume.
Absolutely. Every game here is so important, and this one is just like everyone else.
Dane Goodwin gets a much-needed bucket.
Yes, he does. I really like what his decision where he did not take the three. Good shot fake, hold up, and took the easier shot. Get back in rhythm. Back to man-to-man.
They've been mixing up the defenses all afternoon.
Yep, and I think that's kept Pitt off balance a lot and kept them from getting to the free throw line.
Air ball from 3. Pittsburgh is now 0 of 8 from beyond the arc.
Wow. And again, if you're thinking like I'm thinking, quit shooting them. You know, you're wishing them in. Get to the line, get to the rim. You're one of the best teams in the country. Getting to the free throw line, go back to what your strengths are.
You know, we just showed you ESPN's bracketologist Joe Lunardi has the Irish as a 10 seed as Cormac Ryan drains the 3 and causes Jeff Capel to take a timeout. We'll talk more about the Irish resume when we come back. It's the largest lead of the game. Goodwin hit the shot from 2 and then take a couple of steps back. Ryan hit it from the same corner.
Yeah, you know, and again, talking to the staff at Pitt, they said we have got to do a better job of defending the open looks, defending the threes, keeping them off the line or the three-point line. When they make 8 to 10, that's kind of been the magic sauce for Notre Dame. They win games.
12-point lead for the Irish right now, holding Pittsburgh to just 10 points with more than 13 minutes played. Dialed in on defense. Collier fighting through traffic, muscling his way to the rim.
And that's exactly what Pitt needs to do. They need to attack the rim more, get to the free throw line, get back in this game by simple plays rather than trying to settle for the jump shots.
Here's Blake Wesley.
Nice pass.
Perfect feed. Laszewski the finish. He has 10.
This freshman's doing other things than scoring right now. He's doing a great job distributing the ball. Back to man-to-man for Notre Dame. Again, mixing up the defenses really well. Outstanding defense.
Cali, nothing but the bottom of the net. Back-to-back buckets for Pittsburgh for the first time today.
Yeah, that's a good sign if your Pitt staff is trying to find a way to get in rhythm offensively, because they have not even been close to being in a good rhythm at all on the offensive end.
Hub fires the 3.
He seems to make them in the last minute, you know. I think that. And that's what Pitt's thinking too.
Well, Pittsburgh knows that better than anybody.
Exactly.
Hit the game winner in late December at Pitt to win that game 68-67.
And again, there goes a tough 3 after you get 2 good looks, attacking the rim, pull-up jump shot. Now you're getting that 3 again. And I could tell the coaches are talking about, we got to move the ball more, get better shots, and they can. They're kind of becoming impatient. When you get down as a coach, your team sometimes panic. They rush shots. You need to get back in the flow of their offense.
Keeping the play alive.
Going inside here.
Atkinson has the size advantage. Couldn't get the finish, though.
Used his body and the rim to protect. He just didn't finish.
And if you watch College Game Day, you know today all about Coach K, and for good reason. The final game at Cameron Indoor, going to be a special one. You don't want to miss it. That's 6 Eastern time over on ESPN. Our 2 coaches in our game today both come from the Mike Krzyzewski coaching tree. Jeff Capel, Mike Bray, both served as assistant coaches at Duke under Coach K during his 42-year tenure.
We learned a lot of secrets before the game, too. Look at that, Jeff Capel in it. What a great player he was, and now he's back in the ACC. What an incredible run he has had as a coach, and then look at Coach K and him. A lot of great memories I'm sure they'll be able to ponder on after this game's over.
And won that national championship together in 2015. Played for him from 93 to 97. 2 years, his first 2 years,
Yes.
freshman and sophomore year. Mike Bray was on staff.
Yes.
Helped recruit him, helped bring him to Durham, and he told us that they played a little good cop, bad cop.
Yes, they did. And you understand who, when you look at that staff of Coach K, especially in his younger years, was pretty rough, pretty tough on his players. And then you look at Coach Bray, Mr. Positive.
Comic relief to the fiery young Coach K in the early 90s. I really enjoyed our conversation with Coach K.
Yes, it was wonderful. Yeah, we learned that Coach Bray had a lot of trick shots, didn't he, in the horse games after practice?
I can't picture that.
No, oh, he's doing hook shots from half court. I bet he's doing all sorts of bouncing the ball off the floor. Notre Dame's missed 2 easy layups.
It's allowed Pittsburgh to claw their way back into getting footing in this game. Lead down to 7. The Irish are scoreless for the last 3 minutes. The Panthers have capitalized. Pittsburgh not going away, trying to end their regular season strong. ESPN, final day of the regular season in the ACC. Notre Dame trying to put a stamp on it on Senior Day. There's Rex Pfluger, Notre Dame legend who played with these seniors. Most of them, Laszewski, Goodwin. They went through some wars together, so showing some support on Senior Day.
They got over there and gave him a hug. You have a lot of respect because those seniors know that now they need to pass baton on like he did.
There was a lot of adversity for this group.
Yes, there
didn't come easy.
Nope.
A lot of people doubted that they could turn the corner, and yet they have done that this season.
And it really started after the Boston College loss, that bad loss. But from that point on, this staff refigured what they could do well. They simplified some things, especially on the offensive end. They slowed the game down, and all those things have been great chemistry for this team to turn it around in a big, big way.
A 9-point lead, 3 minutes left to this first half. If they can close out this game, it would be a program record 15th conference win. I don't think people realize how difficult that is to do.
Yeah, people will say, well, the ACC's down a little bit. No, to win, you got to win games on the road. They've done well at home too, but you got to find a way to win games on the road in the ACC, and everybody knows how tough that is.
Some people in South Bend thought the sky was falling midweek after the loss to Florida State, and oh no, could they actually miss the tournament? I'm here to say, I think the Irish are comfortably in the field. Win today, and there is no way the committee leaves out a 15 ACC win team.
Right.
And so far, taking care of business.
Yes, and they are so far. But, yes, the things that they have been able to accomplish, beating Kentucky, the things that they have done on the road, they are definitely a team that's could create some damage.
Because of that man right there, Blake Wesley, step back, contested 3, and he buried it.
I love his approach. He has been very patient in this game. He hasn't forced shots. He's let it come to him, and that's just the maturity of this freshman, where he's figured out I don't have to make things happen every possession. The game has slowed down incredibly for him, especially in the second half of the year.
Talking bracketology, right now Notre Dame anywhere between 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes.
If you're a 1 or a 2 seed and you see Notre Dame as your draw, you're thinking, what do we do to deserve this?
Yes, exactly, because Notre Dame is hard to guard. They're very, they can play all 5 guys out on the perimeter. It just makes it really tough.
Battle for the board, ripped away by Odekali.
Big last minute and 30 here for Pitt.
Got a really good look there, keeping the possession alive. It'll stay with the Panthers underneath their own hoop. For a team that's really struggled to shoot the ball, 1 of 13 from 3.
But if you can knock down a shot here and get back in this game in the last 21 minutes and 20 seconds, you're going to go in feeling pretty good. You say, we're not going to shoot that bad again in the second half. And so at Pitt, this is huge. You don't want to go down 14 or 15. You get that down to 7 or 8, you're feeling really good.
On the timer. Here's Horton. Has a step on Ryan, rattled in and out.
That was a great look there. Ball moving, not sticking. The ball does not stick if you're Notre Dame. The ball keeps moving. People are diving. People are cutting.
Rejected at the rim. Cormac Ryan flying in. There's Laszewski. Up ahead to Wesley.
Wow.
He is fouled before he could sky.
Cormac Ryan. What in the world did he come from? Look at this. Boom. That is an incredible block. And then Nate Laszewski follows it up. And this was going to be something special. And they ran down, fouled him so he didn't dunk it crazy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 2 great defensive plays.
You know, if not for Paolo Banchero, Blake Wesley's probably the ACC Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, you're right. He is.
You could even give the argument that even with Paolo Banchero, he's the ACC Freshman of the Year.
I think you have an argument there that's a good argument. You know, the things he's been able to do for this team and rebuild it.
We'll step aside for 30 seconds. First half coming to a close.
Look at that happy family.
30 seconds left to this first half.
I'm looking at this as a coach. This is a huge offensive possession for Pitt. They have got to do something positive here.
They've had their success going inside, just 1 of 13 from 3, but when they get into the paint, they found success.
Yeah, that's been their game, and they've kind of gotten away from it, got sped up. Last possession, Irish going for the last shot.
Here's Hub in attack mode, right to the rack. Does not drop. 2 seconds. Horton gonna heave from half court. Misses it. And Notre Dame heads into halftime with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, you know, this is a game so far that it's a 10-point game. If you're feeling Notre Dame, you like where you're at, but you're a Pitt, you're not afraid of where you're at. So it's gonna be a great second half.
Notre Dame trying to lock up the number 2 seed.
Day is your senior knocking in shots, and that's exactly what he did. Plus, he was able to roll well and face the basket. So again, a great start for your senior, which really got the Irish off to a great start.
Notre Dame, before the game, honored 7 young men that are receiving their degrees this spring. It's so tough to know who's a senior, who's not a senior, this COVID world we live in, but Prentice Hub, Dane Goodwin, and Nate Laszewski, those 3 guys have been together since freshmen, and the way they've conducted themselves throughout their senior season, trying to go out on a high, get that program best 15th conference win.
Amazing accomplishment for these young men. You know, to get through adversity, there's been injuries, there's been issues with COVID, and they've been able to overcome all that. Look where they're at today. Great pass.
Foul called. Jamarius Burton inside, trying to cut off the passing lane. That is his 3rd. Pitt struggled with foul trouble in that first half.
They really have, and it's going to be important. Who gets in foul trouble here early is going to be a huge part of deciding this game.
Big man John Hugley, who leads the team in scoring, working on Atkinson right now. He only played 2 minutes the entire first half because he picked up 2 early fouls.
And I love Notre Dame's approach here as a coach. Let's go in. He's got 2 fouls. Let's make him defend. And Atkinson got a great look and a little jump hook.
Gueye, too much on it. Cormac Ryan. Up trying to do a little too much in transition, keeps the play alive, and Ryan drains the three.
Yeah, a bad decision, a good decision, and all ends with a great shot of three. Great start for Notre Dame fans.
Just how Mike Bray drew it up.
Yes, as a coach, sometimes you just don't draw it up. You're lucky.
And one for John Hugley. There's a glimpse of what Hugley brings to the table.
I was talking to the Notre Dame coaches before this game, and they said he is a load inside. Again, great post up, right through the defender, right to the basket. Let's see if he can convert.
Can't cash in the three-point play.
Pitt looks to switch almost all ball screens here.
Well, there's an emphasis right now. Get the ball to Paul Atkinson. Attack John Hugley.
Why not? This could be a turning point if he has to get his third foul early and force coach to decide, are we going to play him or are we going to sit him?
They go right back to Atkinson. Hugley not being as aggressive on defense.
And a great read by Dane Goodwin on that. Making a fake a pass, then he really made a great bounce pass to his. Bounce passes are the easiest pass to catch if you're a big. And again, Dane Goodwin is a coach's son, and you can tell it.
Largest lead of the afternoon, 15 for the Irish. Kick ball.
Again, there are not very many open looks right now if you're thinking about Pittsburgh's offense. They've got to be able to create some inside-out looks rather than really settling on a dribble and one pass inside.
You know, Jeff Capel's team has shown they can put it together. Went to Chapel Hill and beat North Carolina on the road. Not an easy thing to do. Since then, 3 losses. Couldn't build off that. Couldn't use it as a platform. They struggled to put together the full 40 minutes. Particularly on the offensive end.
Absolutely, and those are the things that, you know, you've got to, with a young team here, you've got to be able to play both ends of the floor. And, you know, you're looking at them defensively, they've been fine, but offensively, they've been really, at sometimes, inept at being able to score.
Here's Prentice Hub. Nobody picked him up. Easy layup.
Yes, wow. That was one of the easiest shots he's going to get throughout the rest of the year, a wide open layup.
Notre Dame's made their first 4 shots of this half on a 9-2 run to really open up this game.
Been a great start for the Irish here in the first 3 minutes.
This time it's Hugley drawing the foul, not committing it.
And again, this is what Pitt wanted to do as the game started. Attack the rim, and they just have not gotten in the flow so far of doing that. They wanted to get Notre Dame's bigs in foul trouble.
Hugley knocked down by Atkinson.
Great trap on the ball right there out of their matchup. Here's where Dane Goodwin is really good at getting us back to the basket.
Ryan a 3, and he buries it. Cormac Ryan fires Notre Dame up 20. It is all Irish to start this second half. Beautiful ball rotation. Cormac Ryan makes Pittsburgh pay.
Pre-Pain Show.
Affleck! Paul's
Here, look at the great double team, swing the ball. Cormac Ryan wide open for a shot. When Notre Dame can do those things, they are very difficult to beat.
He's Mike Lightfoot, 7-time national champion at Bethel College, and this Notre Dame team up by 20. You said the Irish, they've got some tangibles, some intangibles of a team that can make a run come tournament time.
Yes, I really believe that because they're different. Coach Capel said that before the game. Notre Dame is different than a lot of teams you play in the ACC. And so again, you got to You got one opportunity in a tournament situation to play them, and if they're going to hit threes and move the ball, they're going to be tough out.
Well, they're well on their way to locking up what would be the 2 seed in the ACC tournament, which is coming in just a couple of days in Brooklyn. Laszewski a 3. He buries it. Nate Laszewski hits his 3rd 3 of the afternoon.
And he turned around to a former teammate, Rex Pfluger, and pointed at him. That's for you, Rex. Love it.
You can tell this senior class really loves playing together.
And, you know, they're methodical. There's not a lot of emotion out there. They just go out and play.
Hugley's knocked down back-to-back buckets from the foul line.
And you're saying he's got a good look there, but he's not putting anybody in foul trouble. If that shot goes in, it goes in, but he's not going to drive to the basket and put people at the free throw line, which is a big concern for Notre Dame.
Threes are starting to fly here in South Bend.
Wow. Great balls, great screen away from the ball by Prentice Hubbs there that got his teammate a wide open look.
Cormac Ryan has taken 5 threes. He's made all of them.
Wow. And again, that's just a great source of scoring for the Irish. When they can do that, it's so hard to beat them. Little breakdown there on the defensive end there where poor communication. Lost their focus a little bit at the defensive end. Now you see Pitt going to a 2-3 zone.
Cormac Ryan rejected twice at the rim by Gueye.
Yeah. He can block shots and hit threes. What a great combination if you're a coach to have somebody that can be a rim protector like he is.
Burton hard to the hole, and he's fouled. Notre Dame keeping their foot on the gas. Shooting 60% from 3.
Pre-Pain Show.
Aflac!
Ooh, Mark is about to become a living pinata.
Luckily, Aflac will help cover his unexpected medical bills.
Aflac?
I don't think he has any candy in there.
Am I at least gonna get hit hard enough to forget this?
Nobody's gonna forget this ever. I'm gonna call his mama.
Aflac! Aflac!
Official partner of March Madness.
Happy Hour just got happier at IHOP with a menu starting at $6 featuring burgers, pancakes, and more yum yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy happiness. IHoppy Hour starting at $6.
Where did this basketball season go? Final day of the regular season of the ACC. The ACC tournament tipping off Tuesday at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Pittsburgh right now the 11 seed, but that's going into the day. If they lose this game, they're going to fall to that 12-13 game. Meanwhile, Notre Dame can clinch that 2 seed if they can hold on to this win.
Yeah, as a coach, you're looking at this and seeing how important this is, especially if you're Notre Dame, to get that locked in second spot. Just gives your players, especially if you're looking at Notre Dame's makeup, 7 players, you want to play as fewest games as possible.
The Notre Dame team that won the ACC tournament in 2015. Mike Bray knows how to navigate these tournament situations extremely well. Veteran head coach that has finally put it together with this group of guys, believed in them as freshmen, battled through some tough seasons, and now it's all paying dividends during their senior year.
Yes, again, you're looking at Pitt here. They're coming out mixing things up. Now they've gone to a 2-2-1 full court press and then back to this matchup. Oh, nice pass.
Hub a 3. Got it! Prentice Hub.
Great no-look pass by your post player to find him, kick it out to him. Now Hub gets in the act.
The 10th 3 of the afternoon for Notre Dame. That's the magic number.
Yes, it is.
13-1 in games where the Irish have hit 10 or more threes. Hugley heads to the line for 2.
And that's what I really expected from him. attack the rim more. Now he's going at the rim, but boy, they've got to defend a lot better.
Well, after Coach K's final game in Cameron, switch over to ABC, the nightcap. LeBron James and the Lakers take it on Steph Curry and the Warriors. Our coverage begins 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific on ABC with NBA Countdown.
Yeah, Atkinson on that last possession for Notre Dame gave a no-look pass. The defenders were, really cheating to one guy, and he just gave a no-look pass. Hubs just had to catch it and let it fly. Back to this 2-2-1 full court press.
Pittsburgh trying anything they can to claw back into this game, but the way they've struggled offensively, a 19-point hole, that feels like almost a 30-point hole for a Pittsburgh team that, again, struggling on the offensive end. Cormac Ryan's first miss from 3 this afternoon.
One of the things you're also trying to do as a coach, Coach Cape will do, trying to get the Irish to speed up their offense a little bit. Trying to take quicker shots so they can get more possessions at their offensive end. So that press isn't just designed to steal the ball, but really try to speed up the Irish offense.
Gueye left open in the corner. And boy, they are struggling to shoot the ball from 3. 1 of 15 now. Compare that with Notre Dame, who's hit 10 threes.
And that's been the difference in the ball game by far. Great movement. Got to catch it.
It's tough to overcome a 9 3-pointer deficit. They've gone inside. That's where they found success. Burton puts it up and in.
Points in the paint are very important. Again, he just posted up the backside of that zone defense. Got a great look. Many times people don't realize you can actually post against a zone, and that's exactly what Burton did there.
Extra pass, Dane Goodwin. That's what they've been missing the last few games from Dane Goodwin. He drains that one.
Wow, just what the doctor wanted there. Hey, get him shooting the ball well.
An official timeout to allow Femi Odukali to gingerly walk off the court.
Goodwin has just been such a steady player over his career, especially, going into the last half. He's kind of struggled a little bit, but boy, you want him to hit all cylinders come ACC tournament time.
How do you get a team to peak at the right time in March?
You want to make sure, and Coach Bray does a great job of this, making sure their legs are fresh. And sometimes it's just not legs of a basketball player. It's mentally taking the fog out, trying to really get away from any distractions and letting them just focus on playing. Coach Bray is one of the masters at doing that with his players. Simplify and enjoy the game.
Errant pass there, gives the ball back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you don't want to turn the basketball over without getting a shot. The Irish have done that a little bit here in the second half. Again, here's the pace if you're Notre Dame. Let's walk it up. They're not pressing. They're in that zone. Let's run some clock, get some good movement, and then you'll get a good shot. There you go.
Goodwin from the same spot. Can't knock that one down.
I think he's got a foul there. Nope.
It'll be Pitt basketball today. Jeff Capel and Mike Bray spent time as Coach K's assistant coach. Bray did it from 87 to 1995. Great head of hair on Mike Bray.
Yeah, I thought one of those guys is aged well. I'm not going to. Okay, Coach Bray, I owe you breakfast. But yeah, one of those guys have aged well. Why not? Wirtz is saying it. I've been sitting over here watching my teammates knock in threes. But one thing about Coach K, Coach Bray has said this. He said, I got my master's degree from Morgan Wooten when he coached high school and he was a high school coach. And I got my PhD in coaching from Coach Laszewski when I was the assistant at Duke. And so you look at Coach Bray, he's got a great resume when it comes to coaches.
If you haven't read it, go on ESPN.com and read Wright Thompson's piece about Coach K. Mike Bray's quoted a bunch in that article from their time together. Jeff Capel played for Mike Bray and Coach K at Duke, Pittsburgh's head coach.
Yeah.
Spent 2 seasons under Bray and said that they had a good cop, bad cop dynamic. A fiery Coach K would be the bad cop, shades of Bobby Knight, and Mike Bray would be the good cop, comic relief to balance him out.
And you know, as a coach and your staff, you got to have that. You know, you can't just have all the coaches writing the players. You got to pick and choose your times to do that.
Blake Wesley on a rack attack.
And that's exactly, again, Atkinson can do more than score. That was a great pass on the diving play by Blake Wesley and the great finish. You're Pitt, you got to get people to stop. You can't just score, you got to get stops.
Tough to stop this Notre Dame team. So much balance on the offensive end.
Well, they move the ball, they're so unselfish.
Shot clock winding down. Gueye drills the 3.
He's an interesting player. His length he has, he can block shots, but he also can step out and shoot that perimeter shot. That's a great combination.
Well, he was a guard most of his life, 5'9", his freshman year of high school. Kind of gave up basketball and said, well, if only I grew a foot. Well, he did.
Yes.
Added the rim protection to his game, but still has a lot of those guard qualities.
Yeah, so if there's a youngster out there who's watching and say, I hope I'm going to grow, I hope I'm going to grow. Well, there's a great example right there.
Sometimes you do.
Yep. Keep working on the perimeter game, though. Makes you a better post player. You can handle the ball, pass the ball, you can play this game.
Goodwin a 3. He's starting to heat up.
Wow. It's a warm day in South Bend today. It's a warmer day right now if you're an Irish perimeter shooter.
13 threes for Notre Dame today. Pittsburgh only has 2.
And what did we find before the game? We've got to keep the Irish off the line. Well, that hasn't happened.
Now, they're a good three-point shooting team. They average 9 threes per game in ACC play, but 13 today, and we still got 7 minutes left.
Yeah. And I'm convinced that once one guy starts hitting them, it's just something psychological that everybody else starts hitting them. Forced pass entry there. Shooters are mental. You know, if you believe it's going in, you got a good shot. But if you think that, I don't know, today might not be my day, well, it becomes a mental game.
Gueye trying to do it all by himself right now. Pittsburgh trailing by 19, 6:45 to go. But then, you know, shoulder injury, blew out his knee, a broken kneecap, hasn't played since December 9th, 2019, but he was out there for a full warm-up, then went out with his family, went through the senior days just like his 6 fellow seniors, and wanted to give him some love.
Yes, and he is such a great young man. It's just been so unfortunate when you see an athlete with his ability coming in, just simply have not had the chance to play.
Here's Cormac Ryan for 3, off the mark that time.
Atkinson had a dunk if he just controlled it with his hands.
But sticking with senior day for a second, Coach, you know, 7 young men honored before the game in the age of the transfer portal and the one and done. Just how rare is it that you see 7 guys stick with the program?
Well, here's the other thing. 7 guys graduating this year, which is a great honor. All these young men will finish their careers, whenever that will be, with a Notre Dame degree. And so hats off to the Notre Dame school, hats off to the program, and to these players.
An old veteran team that loves playing together. Hub to Laszewski. How many times have you seen that in the last 4 years?
It's been so fun to watch this and progression as these players have gotten more and more confidence, especially the second half of this year on this run that they've been on for the last, 7 or 8 weeks.
Whether it's the ACC tournament, NCAA tournament, you do not want to see this Notre Dame team if you're an opponent.
No, you don't. You know, again, when you're looking at a big man, you're looking at somebody who can make great passes. Look at this pass right there. A great pass by the guard, and then a great catch and finish by Laszewski. That's just typical Notre Dame offense.
Laszewski has 15 to match Cormac Ryan for game highs.
This is what I expected earlier, that they would trap the ball screen a little more.
Left alone, Paul Atkinson hammers it home. And what a nice addition he's been.
Oh, he is exactly. Where would the Irish be without a post player? You know, he came in and he just melded right in, understood the offense, has been able to score inside, defend inside. He's got a perfect demeanor for Notre Dame offensively.
Another one of the 7 players honored pregame, Paul Atkinson. They're still fighting to get him an extra year of eligibility. Remember, Ivy League player at Yale. Didn't play all of last season, so should technically get that year back. Still waiting for that decision.
Yeah, I totally agree. We need to take care of our student athletes that have ability for another year. When something unique happened with COVID, let these guys fill out their year that they didn't get to play, especially in his situation with Ivy League. I think you got to let him play.
He was the Ivy League Player of the Year at Yale in 2020.
And it's not like he's been sitting around. He's got his degree. He's done all those great things. You know, if he has another year to play and get better at his game, why not let him?
It's not easy to make that transition from Ivy League play to ACC play, and Atkinson has done it beautifully.
Yeah, there was a lot of doubters out there said, hey, you know what? He can't handle the ACC bigs. And you know what? He's come in with his finesse and skill set and proved a lot of people wrong. But Notre Dame knew what they were getting, and Coach Bray really wanted him to be a part of the program.
A balanced team closing in on what would be a historic regular season win. Hugley's fouled by Laszewski.
Again, there you can see the physical play of this post player where, you know, he can get to the rim and he can also get to the boards, but his sample size has been really small today.
This is a loaded sports Saturday. College basketball all day long, and then tonight the nightcap, UFC 272, 10 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN Plus. To order it, you can go to espnplus.com/PPV.
Yeah, there's a big event going on at Duke University too today, isn't there? Or something? I think I watched game day. And
if you haven't heard about it now, you are living under a rock. Coach K's final game at Cameron Indoor.
What he's done for the game and just the longevity of it, it's also amazing.
Well, no greater example than our 2 head coaches in this game today. Both Jeff Capel and Mike Bray, assistant coaches for Coach K at Duke.
And there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, his imprint on this game, even when he retires, will still be felt for decades and decades.
No question.
I loved looking at all the players. There's going to be near 100 former players back in the building tonight.
See, that also is a tribute to Coach K for the opportunity he has given these players to have an amazing experience in his years as their coach. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of emotions and a lot of tears.
All right, enough Duke talk. Mike Bray and Notre Dame, they've had a fantastic game for senior day. No clue what's a senior anymore, to be honest with you, with COVID and the extra year. But all 7 of these young men got degrees, and that's how they're going to classify. If you're getting your degree this spring, you're a senior.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, again, that's look out. Probably the guy that has the best hops in the team just got in the game, and he was going to go up for a big-time dunk there. Recognize these seniors.
Dane, Goodwin, Trey Wertz, Prentice Hub checking out for one final time at Purcell Pavilion this season.
a great tribute. These seniors have been through a lot. Flip this thing with 15 conference wins is absolutely amazing.
A program record, 15 conference wins. Never been done before in Notre Dame's history. Going to be the #2 seed in the ACC tournament. I can't think of a better season, better way to go out for this senior group.
There's no doubt about that.
Laszewski banks it in.
Bank's open. The bank is open. Another South Bend product. A lot of family here. A lot of alums of St. Joe High watching him play.
Laszewski and Wesley, the 2 South Bend natives.
Been fun to watch as an outsider, watch these guys, these 2 grow up, and here they are playing the ACC. It's been amazing.
I'm going to correct myself. I said no better way for this senior-laden team to go out. Well, I guess there is one better way. Now you got to make a run in March in the tournament, right?
No, yeah, exactly. No, they're not happy with 15 wins. These guys are so focused on, hey, we're not done yet. We've been so hungry to get into the tournament. It's been something that they have thought about since they stepped foot on this campus. So that's their focus.
And anybody who's wondering, is Notre Dame in? Are they not? Are they still on the bubble? They're in.
Yes.
The committee is not going to leave a 15-win ACC win team out. Not a team that finished second in the conference in the ACC.
Yeah.
You could say it's down, but 15 wins in league in the ACC, that is going to get you into the field.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're playing for seed.
Yeah, and you know, right now I'm thinking, Jay, if you're Notre Dame, you're thinking about, hey, we're trying to move up in that seed right now. You know, where projections are, those can change here in the next few days.
So you go to Brooklyn, win a few games in the ACC tournament, win the ACC tournament, you shoot up all the way to a 5 seed potentially.
They've set themselves up for a great run here in the ACC tournament. Why not?
Notre Dame has made 14 threes today. Pittsburgh only 3. That's the difference in this game.
That is absolutely. And I'd also say that you're looking back, Pittsburgh did not play their game, but getting to the rim, knocking down free throws. I think they really settled for perimeter shots, and it just didn't happen.
Still settling.
Yes.
3 of 26 from 3.
Look out.
Entering the day, this is what our resident bracketologist Joe Lunardi had. Duke is a 2, Wake Forest and Miami as 9s, Notre Dame as a 10. Joe Lunardi knows more than me, but I would have Mike Bray's team higher than a 10.
Yeah, exactly. Or if I'm thinking about, I don't want to play that 10 seed. I don't want that, you know, I don't want that at all. I'm going to think, hey, we need to shuffle those cards again. That's a scary 15 wins in the league and you're the 10th seed.
Imagine being the 2 seed or the 7 seed and you draw Notre Dame.
No, I'm going to say
something's not right here.
Yeah, selection committee, please help me out there. And you have to look at Pittsburgh. They're still rebuilding. They're still making a stamp on the program. And it's going to be important for them to continue to get better in the offseason.
Yeah, that win a couple of weeks ago in Chapel Hill at North Carolina, you're thinking maybe they're putting things together for a late run down the stretch, but now going to lose 4 games in a row to end the season. Maybe you find some magic in Brooklyn, but another frustrating season for Jeff Capel and company.
Yeah. And the trending, you're looking at a team at Notre Dame is trending up. You're looking at Pittsburgh since they had that big win. Now they're trending the other way. It's hard to flip the switch no matter. These guys know if they're playing well or not. And as a coach, it's hard to flip the switch as you get into tournament play. You can say, hey, we're all 0-0 again, but, you got to show it on the floor. This has been a dominant win for the Irish.
Notre Dame knew what they needed to do. Take care of business, bounce back from that midweek loss at Florida State. And they have done just that. 30 seconds away from closing in on a program record 15th conference win, and they have locked up the 2 seed for the ACC tournament.
That is one great job by that Notre Dame coaching staff to get this team back where they belong to be. You know, and the seniors are going out with a big W.
They have been so good all season, but particularly in this building. And here comes Robbie Carmody. Hasn't stepped on a court since December 9th, 2019.
Oh, my. I'm sure his parents, there's tears in the eyes right now, and this is a great tribute that Mike Gueye is giving him.
Gets the end his Notre Dame career that was derailed by injuries on the court, closing out a win.
Class act. This is class act, and we've seen again the tale of two teams. One's trending up, one's doing well, getting ready for tournament play. You gotta like what Notre Dame's doing.
And what I was going to say before Carmody checked in, Notre Dame now closes the season 14-1 at home.
Yes.
They made this a fortress.
Yes, you got to do that. And again, mature, older teams do exactly that.
Notre Dame takes care of business. 78-54 the final over Pittsburgh. They will be the 2 seed in Brooklyn for the ACC tournament and made some history with a 15th conference win, first time in school history. For my partner Mike Lightfoot, our terrific crew, I'm Jay Alder saying so long from South Bend. Notre Dame wins big.